Okay, I think we are live. Good day to everyone. Let me just. Just okay, sorry about that. I was having a little technical difficulty on my side. How is everyone on this amazing Friday? Is everyone great? Okay, here we go. I'm with you all. Okay. Sorry about that. Yay. Oh, hello, beautiful women. Hello, Jamie. Hello, Debbie. So great to be with you guys. It's been 5 days in a row of hanging out and talking about self-love. And Jamie says it's Earth Day. Is it Earth Day today? Oh my gosh, I didn't know. That is awesome. What a beautiful day. How wonderful to celebrate our amazing Mother Earth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This has been such a blast doing this. We are now on day 5. And it has just been such a privilege to be with you all and talk about this amazing topic, self-love. What could be better to talk about? What could be more transformative for our precious lives and for our precious planet? We have been calling this the self-love revolution. We are stopping at nothing less than a full, complete transformation of our beautiful planet into just the most loving Eden of joy and peace and prosperity for all. So glad to be with you all again. And so this is day 5 of our Love Yourself Challenge, our self-love revolution. And if you are tuning in for the first time, all of the recordings from the previous days are on our You Are Your Own Hero Facebook group, as well as our You Are Your Own Hero YouTube channel. So it's never too late to tune in and listen and ramp up your own self-love practices. So just to review what we've been doing all week, we started off on day 1 talking about self-love intentions, just setting an intention to love yourself more, just getting that amazing self-love ball rolling. Then on day 2, we talked a lot about self-love affirmations. I love affirmations. I live by affirmations. They've changed my life. Day 3, we talked about presence with yourself. What an amazing practice. Presence, being present, tuning in, keeping your energy, asking yourself what you need, being your own best friend. And then day 4, yesterday, we talked a lot about the joy, the adventure, the amazing practice of spending time with yourself. And I shared that I used to think about it as, I'm spending time alone. And that felt kind of negative. I'm alone. I'm not with anyone. I'm alone. But no, you're not alone. You're with yourself, and you are awesome. And you are with spirit, and spirit's awesome too. So we are never alone. Spending time with oneself and spirit is such an amazing experience. And I know all of us on this ascension path in particular, we gain just so many marvelous, magnificent gifts from this precious time that we spend with ourselves and with spirit. I know for you all listening, I know for myself, it's just been life-changing to spend time with myself and with spirit. So anyone tuning in, Debbie, Jamie, I would love to hear how it's going for you this week. Oh, my mom is here. Yay. So glad you're here, Mom. So if anyone wants to share what is going on, how these self-love practices have been landing for you, what's feeling good, maybe if you're already seeing some external transformations, I will just share that in my personal life, there have been a lot of big transformations this week. Is it a coincidence that we're doing a really intense self-love practice this week? Yeah, interesting. I've had a lot of huge shifts on the external in my personal life. So this works. This is magic. This is white magic that we're talking about, right? This is energy work. This works. As within, so without, as we say pretty much every time we talk. As you shift, as you nurture, as you bring yourself more and more self-love, you will magically see the external world shift. It's as within, so without. Debbie says, I love spending time with myself. Yay, I'm awesome company. I always want the same things as myself. Word, sister. There's no one to negotiate with, right? There's no one to, have to work things out. You don't have to compromise. It's all you, baby. That is so awesome. I love that. I always want the same things as myself. That is so true. That is so true. That is such an amazing bonus, right? Of spending time with yourself. Beautiful. I love that. Yes, exactly. Amazing. Yeah. We're the best company, right? Totally. We know exactly what we want and we'll give it to ourselves gladly without any troubles. I'll never forget. This reminds me of when I had separated from my ex-husband and I eventually moved into my lovely 1938 bungalow here in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. And my house is super charming and adorable. And I have a beautiful backyard and it's within walking distance to a really cute downtown. It's so cute. And I just remember when I first moved into my house and I had my kids sharing custody with their dad. But I remember just this feeling of being like, oh my gosh, it's just me and my kids and no one's going to bother me. I'm just free here. It's just this sacred space of just me and my house and my kids and there's no troubles. So just that idea of, being on your own can sometimes just feel like the best. Not that, of course, you can't have amazing relationships, but I was just getting out of a marriage that really wasn't working for either of us. And I would think that my ex-husband probably felt the same way. I'm sure he was happy to have peace in his house as well. So awesome. So today, for day 5, we are going to talk about the 5th self-love practice that we're highlighting in this 10-day challenge. And this is acting from your own values, living from your own values. And I just want to say hi to Gretchen, who's here. And Debbie says, I'm loving myself extra today. Got up and started cooking my favorite meal of pot roast with all the veggies. Oh, that sounds amazing. It's so nice having things cooking in your house. It feels so homey. I don't use it much, but I have a crock pot and I just like the idea of having food in it. It's smelling really good. And yeah, it's super fun. Okay, so the practice today is living from your own values. So this is really powerful. Often when we look back at the course of our lives, we will often see certain themes throughout our lives of what has been really precious to us. And these are often really connected with challenges that we have had in our lifetimes. And we could even call them traumas. There's lots of different words for these experiences. Trauma seems a little more heavy, dense energy, but whatever is resonant for you. Adventures is a word I like to use too. Sort of like trauma, challenges, adventures seems sort of the most high vibe. So let's call them adventures, at least for this stream. So when you look back at the different adventures, challenges in your life, and you see what value really came out of that challenge, out of that situation. And so just to give an example in my life, and I'd love to hear from you all on the chat, when I look back at my life and the challenges that were really hard for me, say in my childhood and throughout my life, one of the big values that really comes screaming forth is being able to be my authentic self, being able to be myself. For most of my life, I think this is quite common, I felt I needed to be what other people wanted me to be. Whether it was how I looked, whether it was what I studied in college, whether it was even how I am, say, as a doctor of psychotherapy. I think I had an idea of, a doctor of psychotherapy needs to act in this way. So at this point in my lifetime, I'm 53 now. I've lived over a half a century in this body. It's like amazing. I can't believe it's been that long. At this point in my life, to me, one of the biggest luxuries, I'll call it a luxury, one of the biggest luxuries to me is to be my authentic self. And I think I'm calling it a luxury because for most of my life, I didn't feel I could be my authentic self. And I was continually just forcing myself into different boxes of identities, usually just to please other people and to try to stay in relationship with them. So that's a big, big value for me, is authenticity. To be myself, to be my authentic self. And that value really was super developed through experiences of not feeling that I couldn't be my authentic self. So it feels like a fire burning within me, this passion about being my authentic self, and then helping others or who are interested, who are resonating with that, to also be their authentic self. This is just such a value of mine. Gretchen says, I have COVID right now, and the value I am cherishing the most right now is self-love. Oh, amazing. Yes. How precious when our body really needs us to give it the attention and the focus and the love. And sending you so much love, dear Gretchen. And Gretchen says yes to authenticity. Yes. Yeah, I'm curious what other values you all really, really hold dear, maybe from your own challenges, situations in your life. I'll share a few more. There's so many. Another huge value to me in my life is following one's dreams. Oh my goodness, this is huge too. So again, earlier in my life, I didn't feel that my dreams were really supported by those around me. I didn't really feel that my dreams were honored, that I could follow my dreams. I felt the messaging from society was, no, you can't do that. That's not practical. You need to do this. You need to do that. You need to abandon your dreams. That's really painful. It's really, really painful to abandon your dreams. The guidance I constantly get in from Spirit is you came here to live out your dreams. That's why they feel so important and so precious, and you cannot forget them. They are your lover. They are everything, and they are God's dreams. You are God, God is you. Your dreams are God's dreams. So never mind if you don't feel potentially supported by other humans with your dreams. That's okay. You are 100 million% supported by Spirit with your dreams. Your dreams are God's dreams. God's dreams are your dreams. So this is another value that I am so passionate about, is myself following my dreams, helping my children follow their dreams, helping everyone around me follow their dreams. And that, again, was really developed and became this burning passion within me because of my own pain around giving up my dreams for so many years. And I talked about this in a previous day of this challenge, that I went back to school for my PhD in psychotherapy when I was 42 years old. So getting a PhD in psychotherapy had been a lifelong dream for me. And it hadn't happened at that point. And I felt so sad about it. And I finally just got it together and followed my dream. And here I am now, practicing psychotherapy and coaching and doing all these other fun things. And I'm really living my dream career, my dream life purpose. Yes, the dream team. I love that. Can we just be the self-love revolution ambassadors and the dream team ambassadors? Can we be all of that? And I'm sure there's some other great ones too. I love that. The dream team. Yeah, let's come together. Let's bring through all of our dreams for our lives, and let's walk with all of our dear brothers and sisters and just support them in bringing their precious dreams through for their precious lives. Oh my goodness. Debbie says, I just signed up for a 2-level course on sound healing. Oh my goodness, that sounds amazing. Is that one of your dreams, to work in sound healing? That sounds amazing. I love that. I'll just share one other value. Let's see. There's so many. Okay, this is another value. Another value is speaking the truth. Oh, I love this value so much. Being transparent. So again, in my life, for most of my life, I felt a lot of societal, familial pressure to not speak the truth, to speak how others wanted me to speak, to really suppress myself, suppress my feelings, suppress my truth, to not live in my truth, which was very connected to not being authentic. And the peace that I now feel of, first of all, myself connecting with my own truth, even when it's super uncomfortable and inconvenient. For instance, when I connected with my truth about my marriage and all of that meant, including a divorce and a custody situation and all that. Often connecting with our truth is not super easy. And at least in the short term, there can be very difficult situations. But in the long run, it really obviously keeps us on our path and always leads us to highest and best. So I would say another huge value of mine is living in my truth, connecting to my truth, and as it's appropriate, speaking my truth to those that I am in relationship with. I really love the idea of transparency. I love the idea of that the truth if it's said with love and kindness, and if it's appropriate, always serves all. It doesn't ever serve anyone to not speak the truth, to hide things, to say white lies, to not be transparent. Often our truth is uncomfortable for other people, but if we share it appropriately and we share it with love and kindness and in a highest best orientation, it always serves all. And sometimes when I feel I need to speak the truth to someone I'm in relationship with and I'm a little wary about how it's all going to go, I'll just say a prayer. I'll just say, please, Spirit, let me speak here in the highest and best way to serve all. So just getting, just getting help from Spirit. And sometimes I'll just say, Spirit, please just jump into me and do the talking for me, because I trust that you will speak the highest and best. Yeah, our truth can suck to other people. Yes, it can. Gretchen says yes to truth and transparency and feeling uncomfortable. Beautiful. Yes, it can be super uncomfortable. And what's also super uncomfortable is when we don't have peace within ourselves. And I find if I'm not being truthful with myself, I'm not going to feel peace. I'm going to feel some type of internal battle because my truth is arising, and maybe my ego, my human mind doesn't like this truth and is sort of trying to like suppress it. So there's like a battle. And then if I'm in a close relationship with someone and a truth is arising that really seems to need to be expressed, and maybe out of fear of conflict, fear of abandonment, I'm doing the same thing, I'm suppressing, then I'm also living with an internal war. So truly for me, and I think this is a huge practice of self-love, my number one goal is peace within myself. That is my number one goal. That is what I'm always shooting for, is just to have peace within myself. Everything after that, icing on the cake. So I want to be truthful, transparent within myself, and truthful, transparent in the most loving, appropriate way with those that I am in relationship with. And, all of these interactions with our precious friends and loved ones, they're all a dojo. They are all just training ground for us to really level up and really be the amazing, powerful, truthful, transparent, loving beings that we are. And this amazing balancing act of holding love for ourselves and holding love for the other. And sometimes when we have these more uncomfortable conversations, that's really what's uncomfortable, is that we're privileging ourselves, our love for ourselves, while also privileging and honoring our love for others. And so sometimes these conversations are tricky because there's more than one person's best interests at heart here. Spirit has better people-y words sometimes. Yes, I like letting Spirit speak through me. Yes, me too. What is it? Jesus, take the wheel. Take the wheel, Jesus. Okay, so those were some values of mine. If anyone else wants to share some values of theirs. And so I see this as such a practice of self-love, of living in your own precious values. Doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel yummy and delicious inside of you when you think, I'm going to live from my own values? I'm going to orient towards my life, towards interacting with other people, towards my life purpose, towards my job, towards my kids, towards everything from my precious values that have really been developed over my lifetime through my challenging, adventurous, sometimes traumatic situations, right? So if it feels resonant, I'm just going to invite everybody right now, if you're here live, if you are listening to this on a recording, I'm going to invite you right now to just think about what are maybe 3 really big values of mine in my life. And write them down if you want, or just think about them, say it out loud. And so Debbie, thank you so much. Debbie is sharing something really beautiful. My biggest challenge, one I still face daily, is living with chronic pain. It taught me the values of empathy, unconditionally loving others and myself, taking part in my own healing, and lots of patience. That's so beautiful. So this as an adventure in your life, or however you want to term it, a challenge, an adventure, and the amazing value that has come out of that. And it seems like when we live from our values, we of course are orienting from our values, and then it often feels like such a burning passion within us to talk to other people and support them in these values. It's so interesting, right? It's like what we have gone through. We want to be a guide to other people. There's something that feels very healing, very fulfilling about this. Almost this idea of, I know what I went through, and if I can help one other person, that just feels so good, that maybe one other person may not experience some of the pain that I did, that what I have lived through has meaning, that what I have lived through can be useful and helpful to others through my own experience. This is just so healing, right? So fulfilling to take what could be seen as, a negative, very traumatic experience, and just make something beautiful out of it for yourself and the world. This is just beautiful. This is Dharma, right? Dharma, our life purpose. Lisa is here. Yay. Hello, beautiful sister. Lisa, thank you for sharing. My values: compassion, integrity, inclusion, learning, contribution, service. Beautiful. Amazing, amazing values. So yeah, doesn't it feel yummy to just really tune into my values, my hard-earned values, through the blood, sweat, and tears of my life, through my different challenges and adventures? Doesn't that feel so good? Really tuning into your precious values. And then what's kind of interesting to me too is that in my experience, sometimes my values really kind of run up against other people's orientations. So for instance, with my former spouse, some family members, even my partner, sometimes, particularly my value of transparency and speaking the truth, can sometimes be challenging for people that I'm in relationship with. And so I feel like this is orchestrated in part to just further strengthen our commitment to our values, that even though sometimes with people that we are really intimately interacting with and we want peace, sometimes our values are going to be triggering for them and really uncomfortable for them, and vice versa. Sometimes their values are going to be really triggering for us. So to me, this goes back to the orientation that we are not responsible for other people's feelings. We're not responsible for their triggers. Everything is orchestrated to serve everyone's highest and best. So if someone is getting triggered around your values, it's an opportunity for them to look at what's going on within them and why they're getting triggered. So this has just been kind of an interesting experience for me with loved ones in my life who sometimes seem to struggle with some of my values. And I will say that sometimes I have been affected by it as well. I would say mostly with my partner. that I've noticed that sometimes I can start to like back down around my values because I don't want conflict and like a fear of abandonment and all that. So I noticed that, and I always come back from that and realize whatever happens, happens, but I must stay loyal to who I am and my authenticity, and particularly my precious values that have been honed through all these decades of life experience. And what I also want to say here is that your precious values that you have developed from all these different challenges and adventures, you are absolutely here on the planet to be this template for these values. That is part of your amazing divine contribution to the planet. And that's why we all have somewhat unique values. We're all just beautiful puzzle pieces in this mosaic of humanity. So your precious values are so needed on the planet. They are so precious and so sacred and so needed to fully bring our planet to the amazing heaven on earth that we are headed towards. Gretchen asks a really great question. How can we reframe fear of abandonment? It's a really great question. So I'm taking that there's something there that you think is maybe less than highest and best, to phrase it that way. So if anyone wants to weigh in on that, please do. And I talked about this on a couple of other sessions, that the greatest fear of abandonment I now have is fear of abandoning myself. This has been a huge expansion for me, that in the end, my greatest loyalty is to myself. And whenever I have abandoned myself, that has been the worst feeling possible. So that has given me, I would say, a lot of power in my world, in that I really, 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 my number one commitment is loyalty and solidarity and integrity with myself. Whatever happens from there on the external world happens, but I am going to be 100% in with myself, with my values, with my dreams, with my love, with my authenticity, all of it. So Debbie wrote, okay, a great affirmation. I'm 100% whole and complete on my own. Yes, that's beautiful. And just circling back a little bit to this fear of abandonment, I think it's really powerful to feel into any fears that are arising. And there's going to be something on the other side of that. So I've spent actually quite a bit of time in the past year really feeling into fear of abandonment. And at least for me, I think that fear is related to childhood experiences. Probably that's quite common. And just feeling into them, and often the higher self will just take you into past memories, that past situations where you weren't fully able to feel the feelings. So when we feel into a fear of abandonment, we're going to heal it. We're going to feel it and heal it and clear it and integrate it. And there's going to be a lot of insights on the other side. And you're going to experience a different external reality as well. And that's what has occurred for me. I was being met with some external situations of abandonment, and that was triggering my fear of abandonment, which was coming up to clear. And then as I really felt into that and basically worked through that, the abandonment external situations shifted. And I'm not experiencing quote unquote abandonment external situations anymore. I think because that has been cleared in my energy field. Yeah, so I think approaching it from, let's feel what's there, Let's feel the fear of abandonment. And then let's also use positive affirmations. I think both are really powerful. But if a particular fear keeps coming up for you, feeling into it is what is going to release it from your energy field. And then your external reality is going to reflect that. So super powerful, super powerful. And it's often these just super uncomfortable fears that really feeling into can be very life-changing. And often they're fears that we kind of tiptoe around and don't really go into because they're so uncomfortable. Like, who really wants to go into feeling a fear of abandonment, right? That's not fun. It's not fun. It's painful. It's uncomfortable. But I also always say this, it only takes about 60 seconds to fully feel a feeling. So it's kind of amazing that some of us, myself included, may spend decades just avoiding a really uncomfortable feeling because we don't want to feel that like 60 seconds of pain. But if we just go there for 60 seconds, we're going to clear it. And then we're going to change our reality. It makes me think of like jumping into like cold water or something. Like, just do it. It's going to be okay. It'll be over quickly. Yeah, just a lot of great comments here. Fear of abandonment sucks. Remember, though, that God has a plan. Although you are capable of many things, he handles the complicated stuff. Give it to him, trust him, and find something else to focus on. Yes. Yes. Let's ask Spirit for help. Spirit is with us. Debbie says, my self-worth is not dependent on how many others love me as long as I love myself. Yes. Joe says, trust that you will end up where you belong, happy and loved. Don't pay attention to the details, just trust. Yes, I love that orientation. I love the orientation of don't pay attention to the external world if aspects of it are not pleasing to you. It's only temporary. Your external world is continually shifting and transforming into a more and more highest and best version for yourself. Your external world is only what has been manifested so far, and it's temporary, and it's constantly shifting. And as you shift internally, your external world is going to shift. So don't focus on things in your life that are not bringing you pleasure. Feel the feelings that come up, because that's going to help shift it. But just like live in your vision. Feel your feelings, feel all the feelings, and then live in your vision for your life. And just don't bother yourself with the details of your life that are not ideal right now. It's okay. They will shift. Notice through your life how everything has been constantly shifting throughout your life. It's always constantly shifting. Everything externally is only temporary. So thank you so much, Joe, for bringing that up. That's such a great point. So yes, so this is the day 5 practice, is living from your precious values. And this also is usually quite connected to our life purpose, right? So, okay, Joe says, that's fantastic advice. Didn't notice how things shift when you shift. Maybe a perspective thing. Yes. Yeah, totally. When you shift, your world shifts, right? You are the change. So this day 5 practice of living from your values, this really helps us tune into our life purpose as well, right? Doesn't it feel great to be able to do something with your life that's super connected to your really precious, sacred values? Doesn't that feel good? Yeah, that feels really good. That feels really good when we are engaged in some type of work, some type of passion that is connected to our values. And if that is not yet happening, that is so okay. So we can ask for guidance. We can ask Spirit, show me the way. Show me the way that I can connect with my precious values in my life purpose and serve and have abundance and just enjoy my daily life. Show me the way. That is one of my favorite prayers. I use it all the time. Show me the way. And I love just saying it in the morning before I really get going in my day. Spirit, show me the way today. Show me the way to keep moving forward on my life purpose and my connection with my precious values and my service and my abundance and all of that. So our values are really synonymous usually with our life purpose. So just a great way to really connect with our life purpose. And if anyone wants to share what comes through for them about their values and their connection with their life purpose, I would love to hear. Okay, so that was day 5 practice. And just a couple of other points. I've been saying this every day, that what really is the foundation of this entire self-love revolution, and we're all self-love ambassadors here. Thank you so much for being a self-love ambassador, is a absolute, radical, comprehensive, ubiquitous trusting of yourself. I trust myself. Anything that is arising, I trust, I honor, I give it attention, I acknowledge it, I value it, whether they be uncomfortable feelings, because that's going to be a pathway forward for me, whether they be my dreams, whether they be my precious values, whether they be my truth, whether they be some red flags that are flapping around for me to look at. My life begins and ends with me. Whatever is happening within me, I'm going to honor, value, treasure, trust. I am the expert in my life. I am a sovereign being. My life is between me and spirit. And whatever anyone else thinks, that's okay. That's okay. Whatever anybody else thinks, that's okay. My life is between me and spirit, and I'm honoring myself and whatever is arising in me. Just this absolute blanket of honoring of yourself and everything about you, what is arising within you, your precious body, all of your precious experiences, your precious preferences, your precious desires for your life. It's about you. It's about you. It is about completely honoring you. And another point here that I want to just really tune in on every day is that you are absolutely perfect and divine and sacred as you are right now, as you have been at every moment in your life. There is nothing you need to be, nothing you need to do, nothing you need to have, nothing. As you are right now, as you were yesterday, as you were last year, as you were when you were 10 years old, as you were when you were a tiny baby, you have always been a perfect, innocent, gorgeous, divine being of light. You are God incarnate. All of us are. We are all pieces of God. God is us. We are God. And so much of self-love is really being in that orientation of how does God love us, and loving ourselves as God, being our God self to ourselves. Looking in the mirror, saying, I love you. You're amazing. You are a perfect, divine being of light. How does that feel? So, Joe, I know you shared earlier in the week that you were saying some I love yous to yourself at work, and some coworkers heard you. So what would it be like to say out loud in front of other people, I love you. You are a divine, amazing being of light. That would be amazing, right? I don't know if I if I have the balls to do that yet, but I want to. I really want to. I think that's amazing. Maybe I will. I might start with just saying it in front of my children as sort of a training ground. They're teenagers, so they can be pretty rough. So that might be a good place to start. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's funny that it's, you know, it's challenging to be vocally loving towards yourself in front of other people. It just kind of shows where the consciousness is in our society and where we're headed. But we can do this. Joe says, haha, people already know I'm weird and believe in ghosts, so I don't try to prove to them anything. Talk to me or don't. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, good for you. You're already just totally in your sovereignty. So, yeah, so trust yourself, honor yourself. You are an amazing, divine being of light, and you are here to shine your beautiful light, to shine your self-love, to live from your precious values, to live out your life purpose, to live your dreams. Oh my goodness, just you're such a treasure trove. Just think of everything you are, right? Think of every life experience you have been through. And we're not even talking about previous lifetimes or simultaneous lives, however you want to think about it. But just in this lifetime, think about every life experience you have been through. Think about all the people that you've interacted with. Think about all the people you've touched throughout your life. Think about animals that you have cared for. Think about if you have children, if you have parents. Think about all your interactions. Wow. Wow. Think about all the values you hold, all of your precious dreams, all of your desires for your life, all of the energy that you carry. Wow. You are a treasure trove. You are a treasure trove, a pot of gold. Thank you so much for being on this planet. We are so grateful for you. Each one of you is a miracle. I might start to cry. Each one of you is a miracle. Each one of you is God here in your amazing physical body, in your amazing vessel. And each one of us is here to come together and to bring through the most amazing possible experience on this planet for all of us. So, yeah, it's amazing. Self-love revolution. Let's bring it. And then Jamie said, the dream team. Yeah, dream team. We're also the dream team and many other amazing things. So thank you all so much. This has truly been so much fun and just so positive. And as I shared in the beginning, I have had so many huge shifts in my personal life this week. And I absolutely 100% believe it has to do with me coming more and more, grounding more and more into my own self-love. I think it's 100% related. I'm receiving a lot of love and consideration and empathy and all the good things from my external relationships as I hold that internal loving relationship with myself. Debbie says, have a wonderful weekend. Gretchen says, it helps me to remind myself that everyone has both light and shadow aspects. Yes, totally. And that us too, we have our light and shadow aspects, right? And yeah, we're all just brothers and sisters walking each other home. And it's playing and interacting with each other's shadow aspects, especially that there's room for so much expansion. So we got to love the light. We got to love the shadow too, because that's really where the catalyst and the expansion occurs. So we will be here over the weekend. I don't know if I mentioned that, but day 6 will be tomorrow on Saturday. We're going to go right through the weekend. Day 6 will be Saturday. Day 7 will be Sunday. And then we'll have the last 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So tomorrow, for day 6, if you can come live, that's great. If you can't come live, they will be recording. The day 6 practice is privileging your dreams. And we've been talking about this a bit all week, but this is just such a favorite value of mine, is to privilege your precious dreams. So thank you all so much. It's been such a blast hanging out with you guys. It's just so much fun, such great energy. And I love you so much. And enjoy your day. Enjoy your self-love. Enjoy your self-love revolution. We so got this. Self-love ambassadors, all of us. See you guys tomorrow. Lots of love to everybody. Mwah. Bye.